Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and today is such an exciting day. Not well, it was not exciting, just because I had a lot of car issues and my car's totaled now, which sucks. But I woke up this morning with, and I'm gonna have Mr. Edward Cullen here sitting with me. We got news that Stephanie Meyer, who is the author of the Twilight Saga, is releasing Midnight Sun. She's releasing Midnight Sun. So, if you don't know, I was, back in the day, a hardcore Twilight fan. Like, ridiculous, unhealthy, obsessive amount. And as soon as Breaking Dawn Part 2, the film came out, and all the Twilight, the hype around Twilight kind of faded away, I kind of leaned away from it. But this, when I got this news this morning, I felt like I was a freshman in high school again, my 14-year-old self being so freaking excited that we're getting Midnight Sun. Like, that just baffles me. Okay, so if you don't know, Midnight Sun is the version of Twilight, the first book, Twilight, told from Edward's point of view. And I still am to this day, a hardcore Team Edward person. I always loved Edward. I thought he was such an interesting character. Even back when I was 13 reading Twilight for the first time, I just thought Edward was so fascinating, just because, he's a vampire, and, he wanted to kill Bella, but he was fighting the urge to do that. So that's going to be really, really fun to read for me, from his perspective. Because for a long time, Stephanie Meyer had the first few chapters of Midnight Sun on the website, just to give fans like a taste of it. And then she kept writing it. And this was back in 2008, when the first film was coming out. So she had a draft of Midnight Sun. It wasn't a full draft. It was like up to the meadow scene in the first book. And she sent it out to a few friends to, I guess, kind of get feedback. And one of her friends actually leaked it on the internet. And so it got a lot of attention, because, Twilight was starting to get really huge at that time. And yeah, it kind of just, I think, unmotivated her, which is a sad situation, and I understand why. But as a fan, I was a giant fan even back then, and I knew about Midnight Sun because everyone was talking about it, and it really broke my heart that we weren't getting it. Because, like I said, I'm a big Edward lover. I really love Edward, and so getting the first book from his perspective, and the first book, Twilight, is my favorite of this saga. I love the others. I don't like New Moon very much, but I like Eclipse, and I love Breaking Dawn. But Twilight is my favorite in the series, and so getting the entirety of the story from his perspective is just, it makes me very happy. I'm very, very excited about it. So what happened was for the past week, the countdown on Stephanie Meyer's website had been getting a lot of attention from the book community, and I guess from some people not in the book community. And we were all wondering what this countdown could be, because it just randomly showed up. And from the way it looks, like the starry sky and stuff, I think a lot of us assumed it was going to be a sequel to The Host, which is also another book that Stephanie Meyer has been promising us for a long time, and we're not getting it. I hope we get it at some point, because I actually really love The Host. If you haven't read The Host yet, it's so good, and you need to read it. But I was going to be excited either way, whether it was a Twilight-related book or whether it was going to be a sequel to The Host. And So I woke up this morning feeling horrible because, my car situation, with this news that it was actually Midnight Sun. And apparently it crashed the internet. No one could access Stephanie Meyer's website for a long time. And yeah, I think the publisher, someone had to finally go up on Twitter and post the information. So I'm still super excited, and it's a lot longer than Twilight, because Edward doesn't sleep, so there's no sleeping points for him. So it's like 200 pages longer. It's almost 700 pages, which is insane. Let's see how long Twilight is, actually, since I have it here. So Twilight is 498 pages. So it's 500 pages. And the Midnight Sun is like 680 something pages or something like that. So I'm really stoked. I hope I like it, and I do plan to reread at least the first Twilight book before I read Midnight Sun, because I haven't read Twilight in a very, very, very long time. But yeah, so I need to complain about something real quick. And I hope they change it soon, or at least make it look a little nicer. But I'll put the cover right here. But I absolutely hate the cover. I don't like the way it looks. The pomegranate, I understand the symbolism because it's Hades and Persephone's. But I don't like it. I think it would have been better if... I think it should have been more in tune with like the fan art that came out like a decade ago, or even like the cover for Life and Death. I feel like something like that would have been really fun. But the pomegranate, even though it's symbolistic, I think it doesn't really look appealing. And I think the text is too big, because if you look on the Twilight cover, the text is kind of small. And it's that way on all the Twilight books. So I feel like the text needs to be a little bit smaller. But that's just details. You're not supposed to judge a book by its cover, right? So yeah, I've been blabbering about this for too long. But I wanted to make a video now because we're getting it October 4th. And I do plan to do like a bookstore vlog, maybe a reading vlog. I haven't really decided yet because I don't know if I can. I don't react a lot to books, so whether or not I have genuine reactions is something I'm not sure about. But I'll think about it. But I'll definitely be doing a bookstore vlog. Hopefully all this coronavirus stuff is over by then, and we'll be able to have midnight release parties and stuff, because that was like a defining thing in the Twilight era, was all of the midnight releases that we got to do for the movies. And I knew there was one for Breaking Dawn. I didn't get to go to it because I was out of town, but we did go to Childress. Y'all don't know where Childress is, but my mom's family lives in a small town, and there was a bigger town like 30 minutes away, and we went to the Walmart there and picked up a copy. But we didn't get to go to midnight releases, but I did get to go to every midnight release for the movies, and those were always the best. I actually met a few of my best friends through that, and so I'm just so excited, guys. I feel like I'm 13, 14 again, and finally have something Twilight related, excitement that I haven't had since Breaking Dawn Part 2 was in theaters. So that was 8 years ago, so it's been a while. But yeah, I guess that's all I had to say, and I hope you guys are excited. Leave a comment below if you're excited like I am, and follow me on my Pocahontas Instagram if you want to know more about my dog collecting. But I'll go ahead and put my personal Instagram on here also. That's where I post a lot of my more personal or even like other fandom type stuff. And if you don't follow me there, you can as well. But yeah, I will talk to you guys soon, and I'll be back with some more doll related videos very, very soon, because I actually have a couple coming in today. So yeah, I will talk to you guys next time. Bye.